Hi, everyone. Um, Hi, Soul. Okay, so just waiting on people to come in and we'll get started. Okay, so we'll start off with Soul. Give a wait for a few people to come in, and we'll start with Soul, and then see where we head with that. So I hope everybody's doing okay today. I wasn't able to make it last night due to other commitments, and it seems like I start projects and I always seem to want them done on a Wednesday night. I don't know if I have to move this or not, but we'll see. I'm pretty sure I'll end pretty soon. So, geez, I think my hair is not looking good today. My hair never looks good. Anyway, so new thing is new event coming up for people who live in Smith Falls. We're going to be there on the 26th of November. So if you're interested in an in-person read, and contact us, and we'll be there from I think 10 to 5. So it's at the geez, I forgot the name. The Global Trading Post. So we'll be at the Global Trading Post. So if anybody's interested in one-on-one readings and you're near Smith Falls, give us a shout. What am I doing here? Okay, so let's just put that over here. Doesn't crash my computer. I'm all set up. Okay, so we're starting off, as I wrote down here, Soul Freed. I called it the other way last time, but I apologize if I make if I say it the wrong way. I am just trying to avoid. We've met each other in person, so Soul Freed. Okay, so how about your work? So you know, all the cards that come up here are very positive for you. So you know, the first card that comes up that I'm seeing here is you know, you're moving happy towards life and having a goal type of thing. Then we also have the next card, which is the romance card. So you may be experiencing somebody around you, or if you're ready with somebody, then perhaps, you know, moving forward with that. But you'll also be achieving the things you want to do. You know, so I asked, you know, your spirit guide about work. And it's kind of a message to me saying that, you know, that work's going to be okay, but in the next year you may change it. So at this point, both sides, it's kind of like a message saying that you are going to be moving into much more of a happier position with when it comes to work, or what your own career, what your own destinations you want are coming up. But again, just seek guidance through your own spirituality, and you know, take walks, think in your mind, ask questions of the female spirits that are around you as well, and just you know, trust the first answer. We always have trouble when the answer comes to us and we don't really like it. The fact is that first answer is always the one that is correct one, and we may not like it, but we should go with it. But you know, if I pick another card specifically about your job, as in, you know, Are you going to be there or not? So just ask the questions, or if you're going to lose your job or whatever, if there's any negative conflicts about your job. The first card that will pop up is a card of being, a happy card, being around people, celebrating life. And the other one is kind of a sitting back, relax, everything being positive. So it could also mean that you find it doesn't mean you may be there, but in other words, your career path is going to be good for you. Anyway, so that's all I have for you. I hope that makes sense. Okay, so let's see, where are we? I don't see the lady I'm looking for. Maybe she's not on yet. Okay, let's move on to somebody else. Let's try this. Say Vicky Bose. Vicky Bose. I think I read you recently. Last name sounds familiar. Okay, so I did say a while back that I was going to start to learn how to do this without the cards. I'm still going to do that. So I'm going to still set up some times where I don't have the cards, so it might suck. But like anything else, when you're learning, it takes time. You're going to fail. You recognize that. So from your partner, or is it your husband? So the first thing, a message I'm getting from him is that be prepared for things in your life to change. It seems to be I see that things being either packed away and put in storage, or you're going to move, but I see things being changed. It's almost like you're going to be putting a part of your life away, and then starting this new phase of yourself, and trying to be, realizing that you need to be happy and not everybody else. But he's still guiding you through things, and as he sees fit to kind of talk to you. Like always, they always come and they talk to you when you're trying to get to sleep or in dreams. But he says this change is going to be good for you. It's going to be less stress. And perhaps even maybe downsizing, maybe. And there is, I guess, what he calls help coming your way. I think when they refer to stuff like help, you may have somebody who may kind of become either good friends or kind of helping you in that kind of emotional side of things. But he's also saying there's a bunch of family celebrations coming up that are going to be important. And these celebrations is time to make everything kind of even with everybody else in your family, and solve all the little issues and whatnot. But above all, he says, take time to go out by the lake or by water, because that's where he's going to be. And, go walking, go and take the animals with you, be by yourself, and then you guys can discuss what's the next step. But I don't know what I'm getting the feeling from. He's kind of excited about these changes. So I think that this is something that is going to move you from kind of, I'm stuck in this kind of situation for the rest of my life, to, oh, I see openings that I can use to find that happiness. Anyway, so that's all I'm kind of getting from him. So I hope that helps. And then what did I do here? Okay, so that was 4 Vikibos. Okay, so this is Michaela Grossviner. Okay, so okay. So let's see what's happening with this one here. Okay, so one of the things I'm kind of getting from the cards here is that I don't know if you're in a relationship now or if your relationship's kind of been on the rocks, but there's going to be some negativity around you when it comes to people that are close to you. It's like a loss of a friend or stuff that's going to kind of put you through a bit of a up and down for the next little while. But this, at the same time, when this happens, you might get this sense of freedom or happiness in that you're now free to do the things that you want to do, or you don't have a negative person around you that's stopping you from moving forward. So there's a change from going from the negative to the positive. And it's really going to, spirits always say that when people are in love or the negative, there's a chance that we don't see clarity. Because when people are in love, then they trust their partner, or they just don't expect anything from them. But the sense of, if there's, logic gives you clarity. So, always, take your emotions and push them away, think with clarity, and then you'll kind of know where you're headed in life. Your spirit guide says you have a lot of spiritual abilities. You're often warned. You can detect things before they happen, not only for you, but for other people. But I'm also saying at the same time is that you're going to be kind of pushed to kind of, there's somebody that's in your family that might need a bit of help over the next little while as well. And that's typically parents, whatnot, that might hurt themselves, or, you just may have to pick, a bit more time, more phone calls saying how they are and so on and so forth. But it's nothing really major in the end. It's just they're saying that you're going to be have little nitpick negatives coming your way. You're going to have a major one, but little knickknacks as you go along. And but again, it's just about you realizing that the more you stay positive through all this, the more you'll get clarity and the more things solve faster. So yeah, I think over the next 6 months or so, you're going to be a little bit up and down when it comes to emotions, but after that, everything's going to kind of clear out, and then you'll see, as I always say, the light at the end of the tunnel. So that's all I have for you. I always hate doing, when I get negative messages, but it's life. Anyway, especially when I get them. Hi, Mike Fitzgerald. Yeah, let's just scroll down here. Okay, so Bridget, Montana. Okay. Okay, so what the cards are kind of telling me here in timeline. So it looks around, let's see, 1, 2, 3, about 3 months, 4 months. When it comes to career or job or whatnot, there's certainly going to be a big change with your work at that time. Um, and certainly, that a new job, and also, kind of like moving forward with your career. So there's a whole phase here with your work that I'm seeing that's going to be pushing you more into the way you want to go. On the other side, as well, between the 1 and 2 year months, you're going to be working an awful lot on the spirituality. So your spirit guide's going to come in around the 2 month mark, and you're going to get a lot more of clarity, a lot more openings in your mind, if you want to call it. And what they kind of do is that they watch you, and if they're ready, if they think you're ready to move forward, then they'll move you forward. But they will do it at the pace they think that you can handle it. Uh, you're almost an old soul, which means that you're able to do some, a lot of healing and some, messages and whatnot. Um, but one of the things that I'm also hearing is that, and when you're younger, you put on hold, and now you can start opening them again, and that they're going to help you open them up. And like I said, right now you're down, under the old soul, but as you open it up, then you move into the old soul. So, in the next few years, you're going to see a lot more information come to you through your spirituality, your mediumship, and whatnot. And of course, I tell everybody, don't try to still the mind. Don't try to be quiet, because they're just going to interrupt you. They want you to talk. They want you to listen. So, meditate, as in visualizations. Imagine them going back to a house or something. Anyway, that is my experience and whatnot. Tell people. Some people say yes, they can do that, but most people, I've never met a person who hasn't said that when they meditate that they get interrupted. That's just my opinion. If you don't agree, that's great. Being able to disagree is a great form of freedom of speech. Anyway, and that's all I have for you, Bridget. Dum dum dum. Oh, sorry. Dum, dum, dum. As I mentioned before, I'm waiting for Bernard to come in and say, read that person. Just did that. Okay, so okay. Well, let's see if I can get something for you. All right, so I got a gentleman with me that's got a big smile on his face and just kind of I guess just nodding his head and just basically saying that he is around you, and certainly I guess if you're celebrating his birthday, I see him celebrating his birthday. So then typically, they'll show me his having family members around on the other side, and having a party as we would on this side. Um, do I think them it's more a celebration of survival of the earth? And just joking. Um, yeah, I always see as a spiritual world as I look at it the other way. I look as our lives as kind of like the school that we go to, and then when we pass away, we go home. That's like coming home from school type of thing, and celebrating, going out and party, and all that kind of stuff. That's kind of like my vision. Like I told everybody, I'm weird anyway. So your grandfather, and I'm reading the cards here. Your grandfather is basically saying that there's a whole level of that whole level. Sorry, I'm having problems putting all these sentences in the right way. He's trying to open up a lot of your spirituality. There's a whole lot of abilities you have. There's the psychic ability and the mediumship that's putting together and forming it in a way that you can handle it. Because he's kind of taken over and he's guiding you in that direction and trying to get you to not be so stubborn and actually listen to people's ideas and thoughts. Because he does talk to you when you're quiet. You'll have that conversations ahead, and they talk to you in your voice. So they do talk to you. It's just sometimes we argue back. I don't know why he's saying there's an older lady that you're going to have to take care of over the next little while. So I don't know if you have a grandmother that's still around or not. But he says it's really important over the next little while to do a lot of self health review, if you want to call it this. Looking at yourself and saying, am I healthy? Am I eating the right stuff? Am I going to be living forward? How much sugar am I taking? And there's also going to be a move for you where he's going to push you to go into more of the natural stuff. Instead of the bad foods, go and make your own food and eat stuff that it's safe. Not that there's anything wrong with you. He just says that as you get older, you're going to find that you're going to want to have this stuff, and your body will be harder for you to deal with stuff that's not natural. So he says there's a lot of new little things coming that way, and first of all is over the next little while, that's what you're going to do is take care of yourself and focus on being healthy. And then you're going to focus on, then your spirituality will come in and help you deal with your psychic and mediumship abilities and all that kind of stuff. So he just says, thanks for remembering my birthday. Have one on him. Anyway, so that's all I got for him. Hopefully it helps you in some way. And thank you for coming. Okay. That's what's going on down here. Allison Lett. Let's see. Will I see my kids at all again? So the answer to that is yes, but probably later on. The cards don't show me as kind of like a delay in seeing them. But certainly that you will get to see them again. I'm kind of being told, again, I'm hearing it from spirit guides and different things, but I'm hearing different times, and I'm hearing, I think one is from like a grandparent and one is from a spirit guide, but they say within 2 to 3 years, you'll be hearing from one of them. And at that point, things will kind of open up for you and your kids, but they're not going to go back to being a family, if that makes sense. But talkable. So yeah, so that's all I got from your spirit guides. Okay, so okay, so Julie Wentz. Okay, so I think this is more like for your, probably for your daughter. So if this is from an older lady, feeling like it's grandmother or perhaps an aunt. So yeah, this is for your daughter, I guess. So I know the aunt is associated with you in some way, almost in a jokingly way. Anyway, so the cards from here are what they're kind of pointing out is that health-wise, there's going to be even an improvement over the next little while. And the improvement is more about, again, as I said before, realizing what's going on and taking the steps to take care of that, and realizing whatever's happening is because it's of the past, and the future is holding a good finger for her, not the middle finger, the one finger. Be careful when I say that. It's just anyway. So there's a phase in her life that she's going to be very happy. She's going to go through a phase of new learning and certainly taking care of money. And I think that, one of the things that's going to come up to her too is that if there's going to be something to do legal around her that will disappear, if you want to call it that. And again, whether that's, when they say legal, that could be anything from an actual, what we consider, a legal charge versus a mortgage or signing a contract, or so this is kind of thing. It's actually quite positive. Maybe she even learn stuff like real estate or whatever. Anyway, it's all about her moving forward and having fun in her life, and dropping all the stuff that's holding her. It's just like I feel like 4 or 5 hooks that are in the back of her that's just being pulled, and it's just kind of stopping her from moving forward, and that's symbolic. Once you get rid of those people that are holding you back, then you'll move forward at a much faster rate. Anyway, so that's all I have for you, for your daughter. Anyway, so I have a plate break in front of me and no one's around. I tend to be a skeptic before I am, jump on things or, plate breaking. Sometimes things break just out of stress. Because I'm not seeing anything that's kind of associated with the plate breaking in the sense of spirituality or somebody trying to get you to notice something. When I'm looking at the cards now, saying there's really nothing negative around you, which means you wouldn't have some kind of tricks being played on you, if you want to put it that way. So, in talking to your spirit guide, there really isn't much there spiritually. There's a lot of, activity in your house, spiritual, that's beyond you. Your spirit guide says there are 12 family members that have passed on that are in your house. And there's a young child running around the house that's from a family who had a miscarriage. It doesn't necessarily mean you, but there's a spirit running around the house. So, the only thing I'm seeing being, a spiritually driven thing, because I just, they're being told that there's some, you might hear somebody or see somebody out of the corner of your eye running down your hallway, which is the child. Showing an older gentleman saying things need to be fixed, and sometimes you'll have your drawers open just a bit because of this older gentleman. But I don't see anything that's kind of malicious, at least deliberately malicious. I've had plates broken in inside just because of old age or stress, or I put something in there and put something on top of it that's heavier than it should be, and they break. But no, this is the message I'm getting from your spirit guide. I asked them all about it, and that's what they're saying. So anyway, that's all they want you to know, and that's all I have for you. Okay, so Joyce or Marie. Only one card? I usually get 5. Okay, so the first cards that I have for you right now and they're kind of dual cards, saying that there's going to be a sense of a loss of a friend. Again, this might be by passing, and might be just the end of a relationship, but so over the next 3 months, it's kind of move you in that kind of a negative form, but it just kind of says as long as you stay positive through this, then it's not a big deal. And I don't think it's a family member. It just feels like it's just somebody that you either don't want to see anymore or can't see anymore. In the middle of the card says that you're going to find yourself the way you are. You're going to find that happiness you've been missing. And you'll certainly want to help other people and through your own healing abilities. And you heal people through communication. So as you talk to people, they feel better. And we also have the Emperor card, which basically says that step back, use logic when it comes to certain things. If you feel you're getting angry, just literally say, I need 5 minutes, and step back and bring the anger down. But I'm just seeing that, over the next year, this is going to kind of make your life up and down, and you're going to kind of wonder what's going on, type of thing. But again, I see that, like I told the other lady, kind of the sun rising for you. And the sun rising just means new beginnings, new things headed your way. So again, the little first part of our times might be a little negative, but then, like I said, the sun's coming up, and the sun always comes up. So there's always a new day then that we can take control of and make it our own. Anyway, so that's all I have for you, Joyce. I hope that helps you. Okay. Mm-hmm. Okay, so Carol Burton. Sorry, that's Carla Burton. So, spirit guide. So, your spirit guide is saying is that you kind of, again, I'm seeing pictures, so it's hard to describe them. From this spirit guide, it's kind of feeling that you're just pushing too hard is what the feeling I'm getting. Especially when it comes to, worried about money or dealing with money or whatnot. The spirit guide says that you're going to be moving forward, getting rid of the past. I see you new education or perhaps new job that requires new education. And certainly when it comes to your own spirituality, learning new things, learning new abilities. What's he saying? Family-wise, he says there's going to be a point where you're going to have to figure out if you want certain family members in your life anymore. Because some of them may be too negative, or even people of friends or whatnot. The most important thing, he says, is before you make any decisions, and go out and take a walk by yourself and ask the questions and accept the answers you get. Because sometimes, he says, you get the answers you're supposed to do, but you refuse to do them. A bit on the harsh side, but he just says you need to do what is good for you and not for other people. Put yourself in a happy position first before you can help other people. So focus on what makes you happy. It's basically his answer to you. Anyway, so that's all I have for you. Okay, everybody, that's it for me tonight. We'll see you on Wednesday or sometimes later this weekend. Probably I'll probably pop up again. It's kind of a short one tonight. But yeah, thanks for coming out. And I wasn't expecting this many people, but I have to get going. So take care, and we'll be back soon. Okay, bye.